So we return. I don't see any location for the second entrance here, so I'm just going to enter Vanua south and hopefully find our way to Vanua north. Alright. It was just for faster, I'd have to reduce the damage further. Oh, right. I'll let him handle it. Yeah, he's real nice at handling the Bloom Wraiths. Nice. You know, we're going through Vanua again for Revelation. At least I think we should. That's what was it? No Shrine of Helmel. Yeah. I spent today making a new gear and working out how to make a new summon spell. Long story short, you cannot make new summon spells, you just have to edit what's there. So, gear-wise, you got 2 new swords. Yeah, also new armor set, too. It works well with the balaclava as well. It does clip through it, but it clips through it in a pretty nice way. I know, right? That's why I knew I had to make my own version of it. This sword, it's short, bit low damage. Fast as fuck, boy. Yeah, that's new swords. The custom spell is I edited Structural Warrior to use the armor set and a different version of the Black Blade. I know which helmet you're talking about. Yeah, my god, it took me... So I basically reverse engineered how some spells worked in the construction set from the Less Annoying Magic experience mod. And what I found out in all that is not only is it unnecessarily complex to set up summon spells, it also hard-coded how many magic effects you could have in the game. So you can't add any new effects. That's why you can't just make a new summon spell, you have to edit an existing one. It was a whole morning just a frustrating pain in the ass to get the summon spell to work. Here we go. It's got like 2 spells that are like weaker versions of Whelm. Touch version and a range version, both single target. Yeah, it is. I mean, the kind of... I say it's more complicated than that, because it is... But let me put it this way. You make an NPC, and when you make them, there's a checkbox they can tick to see whether they're summonable or not. Alright, cool. So make them... Check them as summonable, go to make a new spell, and go to summon something, and they're not there. That's because what effects you can add to spells aren't actually just user generated, they actually come from a specific list of magic effects. And that took a long time to die. And that list of magic effects, you can edit every entry on the list. You can edit them pretty extensively. The graphic effects, the audio effects, what the stuff does, and all that. But the core part, like whether it's destruction effect or conjuration effect or whatever, that's all hard-coded, and you can't add or remove any entries to the list. So you can't add any new summon effects. You can't remove any either. Now, fortunately, that did leave a few blank summon slots in, so you can make some custom summon spells. Unfortunately, Blade uses every single one. And if you try to share a slot, 2 different ESPs, it crashes when you try to summon that. Yeah, I guess I'd say it took about 4 hours to get this guy into his current state. Like, I changed the gear on the Spectral War. I didn't change the range, so it's still a Dremora underneath. You're still going to hear all the Dremora lines. But he's got custom stats. And he's obviously got the armor with custom enchantments on 2. And he has 2 custom spells, and he also changed his class from Marauder Melee to Spell Sword, so he'll actually use the spells. I mean, there's like... You can add script effects to spells, which is one way to bypass the summon limit, but since I'm not that familiar with scripting yet, I didn't go through with that. Oh, I need a shovel? Guess I'll do away the... oh, I thought I'd just take like some HP loss. If only. Well, I guess we're getting a shovel. Where the hell would I find a shovel, though? Maybe there's one conveniently next to the rubble. Yeah, how the arrows like stick out doesn't make much sense. I have gotten hit by so many arrows from the front, but they stick out from the back of my spine, and I don't get that. I think at range they stick out from where they hit, but like at point blank about, they just... I don't know. Yeah, the scripting way to do it is basically have your NPC put them in a dummy cell. Then they're just there, you know, living and existing inside that dummy cell. And then the script effect for the spell is that when you cast it, it just moves them from the cell to wherever you are. That also means you have to set them to the player faction, otherwise they're going to attack you on sight for something. What? Alright, that's... Oh, hello?
Help! They're trying to kidnap me.
We're taking the girl. Step aside.
Well, the mother did not put a shovel there. Alright, so during the dialogue pause, I guess I'll continue with it instead of getting... eh. So instead of moving them to you when you cast the spell through the script, you also have to be sure when the spell effect ends, move them back, and then top them off. And if they die, you need to be able to handle that as well by removing the corpse, moving it back, resurrecting AI. It's like a hacky solution, but it's one way to get past the summon spell limit. Yeah, it is. You get that with mods. So far, Revelation has been good. This is the first instance of bad quality I've heard, but maybe it's intentional?
That is none of your business. Now step aside.
So I don't have the option to be, I'm not going to step aside until you thoroughly explain it to me. Which is what I really do, because I don't know enough about her to want to protect her.
Well, you can't protect her when you're dead.
Too bad. The para... Oh, you dodged it. Oh, it just died instantly?
Thank you so much for saving me. My knight in shining armor appears just when I need him most.
If only we could see her face past all this detect life stuff.
I have no idea what they were after. I was on my way home when the leader ran up and grabbed me, telling me not to resist. So I kicked him where it hurts and began running. I guess I'm lucky that a brave knight was here to rescue me.
I'm guessing you don't know who the soldiers were, or maybe you do?
I don't know. I've never seen them before.
They are clearly elves, but they are not Altmere, Bosmere, or Dunmere. Maybe they're wild elves.
I have not ever heard that be pronounced Dunmere before.
I'm Naomi Paravant. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm a student of First Era History and Mythology at the Archaeology Guild.
I have a sneaking suspicion she's Saint Alessia's heir. Just a sneaking suspicion. Nothing concrete to back that up other than the fact that I need to go protect her and that a clue would reveal itself in time.
You probably know the Wild Elves as aliens. They supposedly died out centuries ago, but I can't think of any other race these soldiers could be.
You say they died out centuries ago, but I've been dealing with a few with the stranded light.
Wait, can I ask you to do one more thing for me? I was wondering if this knight in shining armor would escort a damsel in distress back to her home. Just in case, you know? I live in Pell's Gate. Not too far, I hope.
Not
Maybe
far
we
at
can
all.
get to know each other. Thank you, O brave knight. Let's go.
Really not far at all. Oh, you're right there, just says Aliad. And unless it's a scripted effect, I'm pretty much immortal. Can she keep up with me, though? Doesn't seem like it. I always have to cast spells on people. Now, what I find a bit odd is that I've set all the stats to summon to like 100, and it doesn't quite feel like it has 100 speed or 100 blade, because I'm seeing like... Backwards power attack I've seen use the novice animation, and I don't know if that's a bug with the engine. Like that happens with me sometimes, or if it's just... I don't know. There's probably some kinks to work out, but it works for the most part. Well, without magical assistance, that is. And I have spells for that. Yeah, they're slightly faster than me, but their pathing is still worse, so I keep about equidistant. Misspelled boy, man. It's B-O-Y. Yeah, what? I'm coming at something slow. Oh, yeah, it's a wolf. What was... Oh, right, speed buff. Yeah, if you're not... So I've stacked speed buffs on NPCs before, and my god, just watching them zoom about from 0 to 360 in fucking 0 seconds is fantastic. Oh, I see a bandit. I got the bandit. Should be dead. Just walk right into the link. Frost effect usually has a lingering hitbox for like 5 seconds. I don't... It's friendly fire more often than not, which bugs me. Wow. Really did that?
Well, I guess we're here. I'm glad I met you. I don't know what would have happened to me had you not been going for a swim at the time.
I can ask her for a shovel.
Why, that's an odd question. Why do you need a shovel all of a sudden? Never mind. I don't want to know. There's an old shovel propped up next to my door. You can have it. I was going to throw it away anyway. I'm so happy to have met you. It's not often that I meet someone so brave and strong.
Alright, that's that.
See you again soon, Lord Crusader. Try not to miss me too much, okay?
Which just adds further credibility to, okay, Boomer. Sorry, I just wasn't fully paying attention to where she said the shovel was. Or rather, I was listening, but not... split attention between that and chat. Maybe not internalized in memory. I've already forgotten where she said the shovel was. Add it to my inventory. It is not... You know what, there should be like a random crate somewhere. Barrel or something that I can put get a shovel from. Oh, wait. Alright. The shovel. I've become a father. I'm going for milk. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Maybe more powerful. I don't know when the magic would kick in. Still though, I wonder how this would go down if I had a shovel already. Like, legitimately, what would happen to that event? No, I just suspect I'm more powerful than Yoda at this point. Because we have an idea of Yoda's powers, but I have a feeling we don't know the full extent of his powers. There's an actual mod that does that. Hey, who or what? Is it that skeleton? It's that skeleton. Yeah, I don't know of a mod that does that, but I assume that's something that could happen. I mean, there aren't too many mods that allow for a lot of roleplay, but I'm pretty sure some of them do. Am I gonna have to no-clip through the wall just to kill this guy? Hello? Hi, Squeeding. Oh, that would be fantastic. Alright, I'm just gonna no-clip to kill this thing. Apparently both of them. There. Alright, take your bone meal. And then we go back through the stone wall. And then we turn gravity back on. I know, that really would. Although I think the biggest troll I've had so far was at the end of the Forgotten Realm, where I go tell that asshole Dunmer what was in the cave, and he just gives me 300 septims. That's it. He doesn't even believe me. That was the biggest trouble. See, well, for games, for making games from the ground up, for mods, you're probably best off using any kind of dev kits that are available. have to check this out first, don't I? 2-3. Is that? Oh. Oh. Yeah, the reason why C is best is because when it comes to game programming, it was C++ is really good for. This is the wrong door. C++ is really good for object-oriented programming. It's like dealing with classes and doing everything around that design, which it does work for games. It's good for human readability and logic. But when you want to make the most use of the limited hardware that you'll have on, say, consoles, what you need isn't things to be... What you need is the most efficient use of memory possible, which is data-oriented programming. New paradigm. And C++, that's some really clear water. I was saying C++ has a lot of safeties in place to prevent you from messing with the memory a lot, direct memory access, because that's dangerous stuff. It'll lead to crashes, corruption, all that kind of stuff if you don't really know what you're doing. Or C lacks all that, and to do data-oriented programming, you need all those safeties turned off. So C's the best. You can still do seesaw coding in C++, but I don't know if you can get the full benefit out of it. At the very least, though, you'll still have like access to classes and things, and any kind of other conveniences that C++ provides. Now, what I'm wondering is when the heck these skeletons are going to stop following me. You go deal with it? You will not. They still detect me, technically. Alright, I think I'll just run in with them. This clear water is really unnatural. Usually not like this. Alright, skeletons, I'm coming. I'll rattle your bone. I believe it was through here. Yep. Stuck his animations completely. That skelly really coming at me right now. Is that like underneath the floor? He's stuck in the wall. He's indeed stuck in the floor. I mean, if you want to, say, get familiar with it, then maybe like 3 months of coding is probably good. Or since you're doing self-study, maybe even less time, because you'll be more likely to remember all the stuff. If you're taking a course, like a semester is enough for you to say to an employer or something that you're familiar with the language. Yeah, I guess for your main language, you should probably I should probably stick to like one language to really learn in depth, and for the other ones, you just kind of do some introductory courses, maybe learn how they tick, do a few small programs, and then that's it. Or dabble in them when necessary. Where the heck did I need to go? Oh, right, Power of the Night. Yeah, because a lot of them... Yes, that is very true, because they're... It's kind of like they all have almost the same grammar, it's just different words. Like, it is a language. Programming is indeed a language, that's why they call it programming language. And there's certain logic and flow to it that every single... Because everyone who comes up with a programming language, they all make one after using the others, so they end up making it similar to the ones that they've used. So they all end up feeling similar. Yeah, that's one of the oddballs. Not every language is similar to the others, but most of them are similar enough that once you've really gotten the hang of one, you can pretty easily pick up the others. Now, I don't think... The borders were turned off, so I think I'm off the map right now. Yes, I am. Hello. Oh, Rorans. And the aliens are really weak. I mean, they're really weak. Alright, now what's up?
For the nine! Let's get this over with!
Oh, it's too much of a clusterfuck. Did I just hear a Wilhelm scream? I swear I heard a Wilhelm scream and all that.
I was just thinking.
What's on?
Yeah, for me, I say outside of modding, or I think any kind of short project, I do have a hard time staying motivated with the code. It happened with my senior project, and it's still going on because I'm ignoring the code that I have half done there. Yeah, true enough. Repetition is how you learn things, even though it gets a bad rap with the American education system. It's repetition all the same. That's how you learn stuff. It's just a matter of how you repeat it. The best way is repeating it through use, instead of just repeating it meaninglessly, like with your times tables. Oh, yeah. Oh, you have a clusterfuck again. I mean, on the one hand, them being weak is like, you don't have to worry too much about my allies dying. On the other hand, it's still a clusterfuck, and I don't know if I'll end up hitting these guys. Alright. Oh yeah. God, what the heck was my budget for my PC? I think I had like a 2K budget for mine. Or something around there. I don't think I actually spent the full 2,000. It was definitely less than that, but... yeah, it's worth it. Oh, that's a lot of gear. Oh. Interesting.
Sir, all our knights have been accounted for. There were a number of cuts and burns, but no serious injuries to report.
Oh yeah, that should be pretty easy, honestly. You've seen how many times I have, and I'm like 4 or 5 gens behind.
We have no information on their identity, although it looks like they were after the Crusaders' relics. Here's something we found on one of the soldiers, though. It's a copy of their orders to attack the Priory. Perhaps reading it will shed some light on the motive for their attack.
He's gonna keep having that forever unless I heal it myself. Because the AI can't handle the fact that all the heals are over time now. I just keep spamming it. Yeah, I mean, at most it's using like 40%. It's like, Discord uses anywhere from like 0 to 20%. Like while I'm streaming, it's anywhere from like 5 to 15. Normally, at most, it's 20% CPU usage. Games are usually like 20%, unless it's like a modern game, then maybe it's like 40%, 60 at the most. I very, very rarely see any one program use like 80% or more CPU time. Except for video editing. Video editing is like 100% CPU usage all the time when you're exporting and stuff. It's crazy. Right, so there's other stuff I did off stream, which because we've been advancing in Revelation as well as talking about coding, so I haven't gotten around to it. But I checked in with Stranded Light because I felt like doing so. Maybe because they have some like useful stuff and services every now and again. And on the way, I got to ask a couple of people about Mirror Corp. Still no conclusive information on stuff, just more people who... I just have now met more people who have at least heard of it. Still haven't really learned much. But I have actually started... I was requested to set up the guild guide system for Morrowind here in Cyrodiil, so that people can actually get to Morendon more easily. And I got all those set up off stream. Ow. Damn, that is high. now I want to check on Task Manager, just what I have. Okay, so I'm at, like, I have to wait for Task Manager to settle down. So yeah, at this very moment, I am at... It's varying between 15 and 20% CPU usage. Lowest I'm seeing is 16, highest is 20% at this very moment. Memory is at 60%, GPU is at 10%. And I've got, like, Discord, Vortex, OBS, I have, like, 3 windows in Chrome, Oblivion, I have an audio mixer, Discord, yeah. This is, like, 5 or 6 gens behind, I guess, at this point. Which means your laptop must be a fossil. Sure it's not a potato? Anywho, Stranded Light-wise, I have helped them set up some Daedra teleporters inside each of the Mages Guild halls. People can meet them, and I could use them too, if not for the fact I have my own teleport spells. And... Actually, I'm not entirely sure how bad dropping is with this, because a lot of electronics are actually surprisingly durable. All the footage you see people like dropping things, it's the moments when they break and shatter, but actually drop your stuff. Sure, the casing can get scuffed up pretty easily, but the internal components rarely get damaged at all. I'm not saying yours isn't damaged, it's been dropped a lot, as he said. But I'm just saying, in general, it tends to be more sturdy than I give them credit for. Yeah, with that, I had to like convince each of the guild heads to let Daedra to do the whole guild guide system. Tied in a couple of lame NPCs and lame spells. Yeah. Not thinking about it, there isn't too much, it's just... Oh, that's right. They don't have, like, silver weapons, they just have level scaled weapons. It's so out of place. It's like they've got guard armor, but like Dromora weapons. It's just such a disconnect to me. Okay, now that I'm saying it out loud, there actually wasn't too much of note going on with the Stranded Light, just that I have that furthered bit. I mean, I still have to turn in the fact that I've got all the guild guide systems set up, but otherwise I don't think I've done much with that. Well, except for every now and again it's run by some inns to drop off the flyers for the courier service. Still gotta do that. Start of our lead. It sounds like an alien ruin, but what? Oh, a broken headphone jack? Ah, that's horrible. Your are ordered. Conduct simultaneous strikes against 2 targets to retrieve assets that will further our goals. Target 1, the Conspirators Relics, 8 pieces. Assemble 1 infantry and 1 Auroran squad for a raid on the Priory of the 9, the Westfield Ridge. I'm actually wondering how this would have gone down if I had the relics on me, instead of just leaving them in the Priory. Whatever. Priory is defended by 8 knights of mediocre combat ability, and should be easy for the 2 squads to dispatch. Oh boy. Squads are of low combat ability, I'd say. Only a Divine Crusader is of above average combat ability. Our intelligence will ensure that Divine Crusader is not in the vicinity at the time of the raid. Even as a joke, please don't. Max are just a bad investment in general. Not just because they're generally not restored for gaming, but because Apple won't repair your shit, and because they've basically made all the components for your MacBook or whatever, well, legally only they are authorized to repair it. So you have to go out and find some kind of third-party repairman to do it, who may or may not actually have experience with MacBooks. If you try to go to any kind of official repair service, they're just going to say, no, I'm not allowed, even though technically they are. Like, it's... Buying a Mac is literally just a rip-off. Yeah, it might have slightly better user experience than PC or Linux, but my god, it's just a bad investment. Yeah, it seems to be the only, like, decent use for it now. For maybe graphic stuff, if that's your main thing. If you're doing anything else, even if you are doing graphics, please don't do Mac. Target 2, a descendant of Alicia. One or more humans. Assemble one infantry squad for a raid on Sardavar lead. A suspected descendant of Alicia is known to frequent... Oh, she's probably an alien sleeper agent or something. I mean, her clothing's similar color scheme. No telltale signs of Elven being elvish, but I guess that's what the hood's for, to hide the ears. Oh, it's capture alive any person of interest, so I guess don't have to worry about her being dead. Well, they didn't follow the last order. Destroy this message on acceptance of these orders. Still kept it up his bum.
A moment, if you please, good yes, sir. Lord Crusader. We should speak.
Alright. Alright, now where the hell is Sardavar lead? Oh. Oh. That's like right by Hell's Gate, ain't it? Okay, so now we have two possible identities for that girl. It's either an alien spy or the descendant of Alessia. Okay, I'll make sure not to use a speed spell then. Oh, it's a bear. Hold on, is this out of charges? It is out of charges. This gets low on charges easy. didn't recognize this initially. Alright, we have got... Ooh, soul. Oh, doesn't that mean I can use this? Oh, yes, I can. Way in, or what? Here's the way in. Hi. Probably like, oh, it's a grand soul. How nice. Well, you. Where is it? Maelstrom? It's Maelstrom. Yeah, you need to like get your ass over. Just get down here. Oh, trying to take the longer route. Alright. Zero charge. Yeah, I'm really got this as soul trap. Welcome back. Angel food. I don't think I've had that before. Or if I had it, that was certainly so long ago I forget. No, way to go. No, I should probably just leave up there at this point. You guys just aren't going to leave me alone. Oh. I can imagine that. Oh, it's over there. Oops, there goes... There's Leap. Aha! Thought you could hide from me. I mean, if not for the low damage, this sword would be absolutely crazy. Hi there. You should upgrade well. Let's see, how much damage is it? It's 50 points per. Alright, so first off, the one key aspect. Paralyze. 8. Uh, £100 for everything is probably going to be retardedly expensive, but it should end up killing everything. Or most things it should end up killing in a single cast. Yeah, that's already too high, too expensive for a spammable. Make that 2 seconds. Not too much more cost. Give it 1 second now. Bring this down like 90 points. Yeah, we're still in like good spammable range if we bring it down to this. I don't know if this is like... Yeah, I'll make use of it. Just increment it higher if I need to. Alright, now which way to go deeper in? It's been a while since I've been in here. Oh yeah, that seems pretty good so far. Oh yeah, that's potent. Maybe not as potent as I need it to be, but that's pretty potent. I have to...
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
I'm using this more alright it is. I just wish it didn't have such an unfortunate enchantment. I know I can change it, but I feel like I should kind of lock into it. Like, it's not extra damage, it's more so utility stuff, like you can't... Oh, that's why they can't move. It's the burden. The weakness to magic stacking. Soul Trap's real nice, but the damage fatigue in Magicka is kinda iffy. Alright, local map, tell me where the deeper part is. Alright. In that general direction. Oh, come... Yeah, so how the game manages to keep you on the ground with the 3D movement it has is basically if you're within X distance of the ground, it just snaps you to it. What happens if you do a short hop? Well, you don't do a short hop. If you jump next to like just a small elevation above, the game will snap you right on top of it as soon as you jump. Which turns my leaps into short hops. I can really screw with me. Oh, someone's getting gassed. Okay. Too much. Wait. Ooh. Why are you naked? You have a robe too. What? Why are you naked? There is a blocked door. I suspect I'll have to dig my way in there. Or use a pickaxe. Whatever. So that leads to... Alright, so I should go through... And then not that way, but this way. I don't think I should take any more, other than the arrows. I don't even know if I use a conjured bow instead of like an actual one, so it's like I want to take them for posterity's sake, to add to the collection, but also realize that if I ever want to use them, I'll be making a copy in the CS, which I don't actually need to own any copies to make. I'm conflicted there. Oh, my buffs are gone. These are some new traps, I think. Where is it? Yeah, this is a new area. Alright, full magicka. Full buffs. Looks like that trapway is the only way. Okay. I can kind of guess what's gonna... Well, these are flamethrowers. I'm guessing these are all spike traps. Oh, come on! I almost got there. Oh, there's flamethrowers. How long will this take?
Oh, Crusader, what in the nines are you doing here?
Just chilling.
I'll try to open the escape door. Don't go anywhere.
Don't mind me, I can teleport out. Also, that kind of... Again, I still don't know if you're an alien spy or actual air I'm looking for. Oh, it's just not... Oh, there it is. You know what? Oh, the fire's out. Wait, there's a door here? Oh, I totally could have made it. I could have run in here, then ran to the side. I started going straight. I tried going straight. missed some story beats, I wager. Oh, and you have human ears, so you are probably Alicia's heir then. Or related to her. Yoink, and yoink. And yoink. You can keep the alcohol. And yoink. Alright, 5 seconds up on tech life. Alright.
That was a close one. Are you alright?
Perfectly fine.
What are you doing here anyway? You shouldn't be here. Anyway, it's good to see you again.
About the temple entrance.
There is another entrance that bypasses all the traps. Only worshippers of Saint Alicia can open it, though. You can go that way when you leave, so you won't have to go past all those traps and conjurers again.
Yeah, I'm fine either way.
This is the Temple of Alicia, and a safe haven for her worshippers. The entrance from Sard of Alid is protected by some rather deadly traps, as you saw. Spirits of Tiber Septim's Imperial God also reside here, ready to deal with any intruders who somehow get inside.
Why are you hidden, though? That's what I really wanted to ask. Aren't you like a publicly recognized deity? Or at least avatar of a deity?
Oh, you're looking for descendants of Saint Alicia? I can't say I know of any, but I'll ask around for you.
Well, again, either she's hiding the fact she's a descendant, or she doesn't know, or she actually genuinely is not a descendant. I don't know.
See you.
Oh, these are the guys.
You're a sneaky-looking sort.
I'm straight.
It's my pleasure. Please continue. Goodbye.
Oh, that's definitely a generic. You know, I'm not sure if this is just a generic statue that they chose as like close enough for Alicia, or if this actually is an Alicia statue. No, I'd say that is Alicia because I see the wrist irons on their ankles. Ankle irons. Probably is Alicia. Huh. I have to take a close look at the one I see in the Imperial City. Now, my question is this place gonna get
I'm
absolutely
at your service.
destroyed
Be seeing you.
by the time I leave?
Well met. Take care.
Salutations?
Lord Crusader, I finally caught up with you.
What can I do for ya?
I tried to find you at the prairie, but it had just been attacked. They told me to look for you at Sard River Lead, so I did. When I got there, I mistook one of the conjurers for you, and I asked him if he was the Divine Crusader. I think that upset him, as he summoned a Daedra and started shooting spells at me. Anyway, it's a good thing I run fast. I ran up the hill and he couldn't keep up with me. In fact, running fast runs in my family. My sister once outrun a moose that was trying to bite her. Mind you, moose bites can be pretty nasty.
What's a moose? Something from Skyrim? Or...
Oh yeah, right. The point. I've got a message for you. Here it is. That's all. I've got to go. Bye.
Bye. Doesn't run that fast. It does poof out existence, which is its own speed boost. Alright. Lord Crusader. I've gained insights from the Elder Scroll, and it has revealed another artifact for us to retrieve. As a Divine Crusader, this next artifact should be of great interest to you. Meet me at the Imperial Bridge Inn, east of Referral, so that we can discuss it in person. See you soon. So, I think for now, work on Arian's Bloodstone. Wait, no, not that one. Another one. The other one. Doesn't have a quest yet. Gotta go to the Priory. Was it Sir Gareth, though, that I had to talk to, or... I think I'll find the quest complete, right? If I was trying to Pelennor, I have to check if Sir Gareth turned to the Priory of the Nine. Alright, so... we have to go meet Sir Gareth again, and he is over yonder. You're a Bridge Inn, right? Teleport there. Landmark teleport. South, I believe. Yep, there it is.
Speak.
Hello.
Is there a problem, citizen? Certainly. Move along.
Lord Crusader, it's good to see you're alright. I heard about the attack on the Priory of the Nine and was concerned for your safety.
Don't be.
But from what I've seen of your skill, I should not have worried at all.
Only time you should worry for my safety is if there's a cave-in or a Daedric Prince.
I heard that some necromancers were searching for a broken sword somewhere at the headwaters of this river.
It's actual rumors. The headwaters of this river, huh? Well, let's see if you're going to take us there.
The Elder Scroll gave me insight into a topic that would almost certainly interest you. Divinely blessed artifacts can be very powerful, but like most enchanted items, they can lose their energies over time. As the Crusaders' relics are thousands of years old, it is likely that their powers are a fraction of what they used to be. The Elder Scroll showed a way to renew these energies, and that's why I think that Auriel's Bloodstone will greatly interest you. I told you you'd be interested. Our next quest is to head over to Ondo to recover a brilliant red gem named Auriel's Bloodstone. As you know, Auriel is the elven name for Akatosh. Legends say that Auriel's Bloodstone was formed when a drop of Akatosh's blood fell to earth. Now, I've been led to believe that the blood of a god can renew artifacts related to it. Since Pelennor Whitestrake was closely associated with Akatosh, a drop of Akatosh's blood could indeed renew the powers of the Crusaders' relics. Now, do you understand why I was so excited when I learned this?
Yes. I can have a flaming sword. I don't know if it'll be better than my current swords, but I can have a flaming sword.
I'm ready to depart at any time. Are you ready to proceed to Ondo?
Not ready yet.
Whenever you are ready, I shall continue my preparations here in the Imperial Bridge Inn. Farewell, Lord Crusader.
So at the headwaters of this... Fort Entius or Catapult Chapel or Lotta or whatever. Headwaters of this river. Welcome back. Not quite sure what I'll do with it. I want to add damage to this enchantment, but I'm not sure how fair that would... Well, not fair or balanced that will be. And if so, what kind of damage I should put. Oh, that wasn't a slaughterfish. Whatever. You know if headwaters refers to the beginning or the end of a river? Well, he also mentioned necromancer, so I guess I'll figure out once I check out this fort. Is that a Spriggan? Seems like a Spriggan. Alright, what kind of creatures are in here? Is that a person? Oh, buffs are out. Oh, Conjurer. Oh, that just tells me this is the wrong place. The headwaters is where the river meets the bigger river, not the tail end. Means not the tail end. The way was out. Yeah. I mean, I didn't start out like that here, but I'm at that point right now. Just like, I want to add more items, but how do I... There's only so many ways I can make them that just aren't the exact same enchantments as my other weapons. Armor I'm fine with the same enchantments though, but weapons I want to diversify. Alright, well, I know there's undead in Nenalada. I don't know if there's necromancers, but I do know there's necromancers in this chapel. I'll wait for the spectral warrior to deal with whatever the hell's over there. Oh, is there like nothing? What the hell even? Look at these fools. Oh my god, it's these fools. Alright, well then. See, you can knock it out eventually, but it takes a while. Alright, you should die pretty soon. Yeah, that's... It's like they didn't really think about food strategies, huh? Hi. Hold on, take it. Oh, they've got their own. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know how much longer mine will last, but I'll show you the resistances. So, as I said, Special Warrior underneath it still has all the racial stuff for it, so it's not as invulnerable as I am, but it's kind of close. Like, I know it has by default 500 life, because I decided to kind of slightly balance him by just saying have less life because you have max hard cap resistance. That sounds a little... Are you sure you aren't just a ship form of me? Yeah, hard-capped armor. How much magic do you even have? 632. Alright. Alright. I think. Huh. A little odd. Because I know I put restore health on enchantments on here. It's like I thought I could give him a buff spell. Kind of match myself, but I thought why not just bake it into the gear so he doesn't have to cast it. He'll only be here for like a minute and a half, right? Doesn't seem to be working though. At least it's not working on him. Yeah, the only thing you're missing from that description is take 0 damage from everything. Speaking of, I know even though it's cut off, I know it's like 20% or 25%, because I remember seeing that in the CS for reflect spell chance. You have 75% resistant weapons, immune to poison, 25 magic resist, which gives you, takes half damage from fire, immune to frost, and takes bonus 50% from shock. Because gear enchantments give him a combined total of 50% magic resistance, which I thought was pretty decent, and then I kind of forgot he has minus 25 innately. So, I'll leave it as is. So you mentioned some necromancers. Probably these guys were looking for some kind of broken blade. Classic high-level gameplay. Oh, no. At least no obvious mentions of broken swords or anything. Oh well. Ondo. By the way, where is Ondo? Oh, it has to be a ruin over here. Yeah, it's there. If Ondo is filled with necromancers, then the rumor he said pointed to there all along.
Yes, Lord Crusader.
Onwards to Ondo.
I'm ready to depart at any time. Are you ready to proceed to Ondo?
I said onwards.
Ah, good to have your assistance once again. Lead the way to Ondo, brave knight.
Everyone wants to know what really happened in the temple.
Yeah, for me, fantasy that really appeals to me at present, I think, is the being a spell sword. Which I obviously get in any kind of fantasy RPG. Now then, come on, hurry up. And, Horse armor too. Get some water walking going. Yeah, it really does. I know that feeling entirely too well. There have been so many setups for like awesome battles, and it's just been nope. Dead instantly. Come on, man. You can walk up. See, there you go. Now you're water walking. Oh, your padding says no, doesn't it? Dude. So glad I have these speed spells.
Yes, Lord Crusader. The Aliot settlement at Ondo is said to be the resting place of a brilliant red gem named Auriel's Bloodstone. As you know, Auriel is the elven name for Akatel.
I believe you've told me all that.
Farewell, Lord Crusader.
think the enchantment's out on this. Ooh, hey there, Drake. Yeah, that is bright. That is also super curved. That is a very MMO sword. I think I heard it behind here. I did. I wonder how to open that. Oh, there's one more. Oh, that's not your wall. It sounds like someone who's very, That's the kind of inventory ratio I'd imagine from someone who, like, kills bosses. Is a veteran at their expert at their game. And kills things very fast, because they know exactly how much shit to carry. So they just spend all the rest on offensive stuff. It's me, I'm still like conservative with my gear. I don't bring too much medicine with me. I'll just make sure my pack is pretty empty for loot. But any videos I see of people like taking down bosses in like 2 turns or something, it's always like 60 items, all consumable attack buffs, and right? Please get beyond the door. No, I actually am really liking this. Even though it has low damage, even though the enchantment's not that great, speed just makes up for it. That said, we should switch over to the Black Blade. And this is honestly a temp name for it. I don't know if I'll actually call it the Black Blade, ultimately. Yeah, that sounds like it. To be honest, I have no frame of reference to appreciate just how ridiculous all those numbers you threw at me are. So I'll just assume it's impressive without fully understanding the gravity. There you are, you dragon. I always wondered what happens if you get crushed in between like a ceiling and a floor. And right back up. Oh, ogre. Which way was it? Get the Minotaur. Yeah. I have heard people pronounce Minotaur or Minotaur, and it's really rare. But I'm just saying it's not... It's pronunciation. There's the mouse. Maybe there is a hockey with auto attempt. Hi. I'm pretty curious as to why this turned out to be a fire enchantment, though. Like a fire effect, because with Flame, Frost should cost more, so it should be a Frost effect. Well, whatever. Only a minor confusion. Oh, hello, Minotaur Lord. Why are you running? It's so long, I really don't remember the way forward. Alright, Sir Garth, now to get you around the door. That's at all possible. Yep. Those loot. Those pack mules better be worth your cash. Or else there are no pack mules of mine. It's back. Oh, hello? Have I been through here? I have not. This is new.
How appropriate. The chamber where Oriel's bloodstone is kept is engulfed in flames. Lucky for us, I expected there to be a lot of fire, and came prepared. Follow me closely, and you won't get burned.
But, what in that? What in the frick? Soul Climber 2 up in here. Cool. Oh, shall I have Sir Gareth to take it? Oh, man. I still don't have the full grasp of what 1.3 reach is. One reach I know is exactly when the name pops up. That's one. But 1.3 is... I don't have the full... Oh, there you are. Ah, here's another one.
Yes, Lord. Thank you for helping me to retrieve Auriel's bloodstone. Farewell, Lord Crusader.
You please. There we go. Huh. Yeah, I need none of this.
The long-lost bloodstone of Auriel. If this really is a drop of blood from Akatosh, it will renew the powers of the Crusader's relics. Let's get out of this hellish dungeon and head back to the Priory of the Nine. Once we get there, I'll try to channel the energies from the bloodstone into your Crusader's relics. Lead the way back, brave knight.
You call this
Farewell,
hellish?
Lord Crusader.
You haven't been to the places I've been. You know, I'm considering installing more dungeon mods just to do off stream. I've probably done enough on stream. It feels installing more to do on stream just feels like delaying what's left. But those, especially the last couple, were really good dungeon crawls. Who knows, maybe I'll get some new armor like this one. Seriously, the Sundered Keep. Not necessarily the hardest dungeon or most impressive or visually impressive, but god damn, the reward. It was not bad in any way. It had a nice little quest to it. Good, great music. Nice vistas. Challenging fights. I mean, namely, they just had a lot of HP. And some mechanics. And had this amazing rewards. Best rewards of all the dungeon mods. I mean, I get this armor set, this weapon set, and a fucking portable house. I get a fucking portable house. Still need to figure out how I can change the footstep sounds from not to be something other than metal, but other than that, this is a fantastic house. We've got lots of display cases. We can repair our stuff. We can heal ourselves. We have storage. We have an alchemy garden. You can actually take the armor off these, but I can't put it back on. Seems like a spell making enchanting altar too, although I don't need those now. Yeah. That's exactly why we have no need for cash. Now which way was out again? So Gareth, art thou behind me? Where art thou, Sir Gareth? There you are. I wish he'd go back on his own. Because it would be a hell of a lot faster. We just like if he was like a vanilla follower, then I could just, you know, fast travel there or something.
Lord
and he'd port with me.
Lord Crusader.
But doesn't. So I can't use the I'm gonna try fast traveling with him right next to me. Maybe that will work. Yes, he's here.
Yes,
By the
Lord.
way, oh, I can't ask you about that.
Farewell, Lord Crusader.
That's unfortunate.
Now that we're here, I can begin the enchantment to channel the energies from Auriel's Bloodstone into the Crusader's relics at any time. Let me know once the relics are on the stand and you're ready to begin.
The relics are on the stand and I'm ready to begin. But how will the enchantment work?
Auriel's Bloodstone is activated by fire, but for it to renew the blessings on the Crusader's relics, a mysticism component is also needed. Using insights gained from the Elder Scroll that we discovered, I have created a modified fire spell just for this purpose. The enchantment will be cast through the Bloodstone, channeling its energies into the relics.
Womp womp.
If the Bloodstone is indeed a drop of Akatosh's blood, the Crusader's relics should become as powerful as when Pelennor Whitestrake used them.
You're gonna say they'd be full powered this soon? I thought they'd be like in stages or something. Or one at a time, not all at once.
I can see all the Crusader's relics are on the stand. Let's get started then. I'll start the enchantment now. It should only take a moment.
Remember, only the other day I fought all the ghost knights of the previous order. Right in this room. Guess I stood too close? Oh, right. He mentioned before that he had a spell that paralyzes and ignores magic resistance. No wonder I'm paralyzed right now.
The legendary Divine Crusader. As gullible as you are powerful. You've been most helpful by handing me an Elder Scroll.
Alright, one thing I have to check. Paralysis. Is it there or is it scripted? I don't see it. I'll give this a shot anyways.
Auriel's Bloodstone and the Crusader's relics on a silver platter. But now that you are no longer of any use to me, I cannot allow you to get in my way.
Oh. Did I revive again? It's like the second time the Nines have brought me back, or maybe the third time, I forget.
Greetings to you.
Finally, you're awake. Try not to move too much. You were badly hurt.
Wait, there's also the time Wallach Ball had me killed, so I guess this was maybe the 5th time I died or something. I don't know. It's weird that I've died this many times, though.
You're in the Priory, Undercroft. You've been unconscious for a long time. It was a large force of Aelids and Aurorans. They attacked the Priory and overwhelmed the Knights of Nine. Not long after I snuck down here, the building started collapsing, trapping us both in here. Yes, it looks like the building above us collapsed and caved in the only exit. I already looked around, couldn't find another way out. I've already put out all of the torches to conserve air, but it's going to run out sooner or later. Unless you come up with something, or one of your knights is alive to rescue us, we'll end up suffocating to death down here.
You mean you will, because I can always teleport out. I don't have group teleportation. Also, consider the fact that maybe with my destruction magic, or my mysticism, or alteration, I could move the... destroy... I don't know, there's a lot of ways I could get out, if only the game systems would let me. Oh, that's a lot.
They were caught off guard. Gareth must have ordered the attack when most of them were on patrol or sleeping. The knights fought bravely, but Gareth's soldiers clearly had the upper hand. I wanted to check if they were all right, but the building started collapsing before I could get up there. I don't know how many of them escaped. There's Ayleid soldiers waiting outside my house and at Alicia's temple. I can't return to either. The Priory was the safest place I could think of, at least until the attack. It's a good thing that I found you in the Undercroft as you were on the floor bleeding. I think you would have died had I arrived a minute later.
Would have been fine.
Besides, I think I owe you an apology.
Are you in fact the heir and you didn't tell me? Or are you also an alien spy? I don't... You're probably the heir, but I still can't shake the feeling because your clothing have the same color theme.
Remember when you asked me about the descendants of Saint Alicia at Sard of Valide? I'm sorry that I lied about not knowing any. You were asking the same questions as the Ayleids who tried to kidnap me, so I couldn't be sure you weren't one of their spies.
Fair point.
I guess that this attack on the Priory proves you're not. But anyway, before my mother died, she told me that I was the last direct descendant of Saint Alicia. I don't know if it's true or not, or what that means to you or the Ayleids, but that's what I know.
Well, I guess that means I have to protect her.
See you!
Alright. Okay, that also explains all the unlit tortures I see on the ground behind her. Nice continuity there. Now, I would like to light a torch, and I know that wouldn't have any impact on our survival here, but I feel like... that kind of spoiled the mood, huh? Let's use a light spell once I have the magicka. That's not here. Ah, you didn't. You really didn't see these loose bricks? Fair credit where credit's due. There have been loose planks in a lot of dungeons before, and nobody knows them except for me, so I'll let that pass, but really, right here, just a hole. And water walking. Doesn't seem that deep, but I can't see underneath. Yeah, black armors are actually pretty cool, but I just... It's like all the cool armors for Oblivion are black, and I understandably am sick of it. Except for this one. This one's actually pretty cool enough that I let it being all black slide.
Thank the nines. You're alive. We feared the worst when the Priory came crashing down. But Sir Thedret assigned me to look for you, knowing that you could be alive. The rest of the team are holed up in an abandoned shack to the north.
I know where that
I'll
is.
take you there. Let's go.
Abandoned shack. I've been there a couple of times. I don't don't think Come On Hurry Up can hit both of them at the same time unless they stand still. So we're stuck following an NPC who runs slower than we do, but faster than we walk. It is indeed very nice armor.
Please, go ahead.
By the power of Akatar!
Alright, I
My
see
dear Sir Knight,
5 here.
may we speak a moment? What's on your mind? Excuse the
Hail, Sir
presumption,
Knight.
but you seem
Good day,
Wait, here's Thrub.
Blessings of the Nine upon you, my friend.
There you are.
By the power of the Nines, you made it! I knew in my heart that someone who could defeat Umaril in the spirit plane would barely be troubled by a collapsing building. Much has happened since the Priory was destroyed. We've found the location of Gareth's castle and have successfully infiltrated it. I'll fill you in on any details that you need.
How long was I out if they were able to do that much intel gathering?
The Crusaders' relics are in Gareth's custody now. Recovering them is a primary goal for the castle raid. We've placed any armor and weapons that we were able to salvage into that chest over there. It isn't much, but it's better than nothing.
First time I came in here, I looted that chest, so maybe it's respawned. Maybe it's still empty.
Gareth's base of operations is Castle Relays, a fortification on the western bank of White Rose River, hidden away from regular travel routes.
I've been there. Passed
The
by on my
castle
regular
itself
travel
is
routes.
extremely well defended, with a twin portcullis kill zone protecting the only entrance.
Maybe I could jump over
The upper
wall.
levels and inner wall are entirely self-contained and can only be accessed from a single stairwell protected by another portcullis. Normally, attacking this castle would be suicide, but lucky for us, we have someone on the inside. As an Altmare, he was able to don an Aeleid uniform and pass himself off as an Aeleid. He successfully infiltrated the castle and reports that he can access the gatehouse and raise the portcullises for our counterattack. He's also been quietly slipping some of his alchemical concoctions into the Aeleids' drinking water, making them easier to deal with when we attack.
As if they weren't already easy enough.
The Nord brothers are scouting the area around the castle and staying in contact with Sir Ereldor inside. We'll rendezvous with them before we launch our attack. We have completed our preparations to storm Gareth's castle, to recover the Crusaders' relics, and bring Gareth to justice. Whenever you give me the signal, we'll lead the knights to meet Sir Gaimond and Sir Gurkamir a short distance south of the castle. They'll signal Sir Ereldor to open the gates for us. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
As you command, Lord Crusader. I will assemble the knights for our march to Castle Relays.
I'm not expecting them to allow this, but I really wonder just how much of this I can complete by simply jumping over the walls. Oh, there's still I didn't take everything in here. I only took some of it. And it's the 9 gear specifically. I'm gonna like plop down a mark here. Actually, you know what? Right now would be I was gonna teleport back to Shaden Hall. But I imagine now's a good time for the portable house. Use it as temp storage. Find something. They'll have minor stuff in them. Whatever. Yeah, I've got too much alien gear. Way too much. Honestly, if I can change the sound of the floor to be not metal, this could very well be my new main home. But I could also change the teleport nodes in the other houses around Cyrodiil, at which point I have a lot of options for homes. Tough decisions. Oh, does this have charges? Probably is. It is. And Zero Star is out as well. Oh, with Wisteria. Hello. I feel like I'm able to jump these walls. Before I do that, in case anything breaks or crashes. And now, Yep, I'm inside. Ooh, I actually have a lot of it. Yeah, inner walls are impenetrable, my ass. Already in. Oh my god, they legit have the load doors in. Oh my god. I'm actually in. Oh, I don't know how much this will break the quest, but I guess let's try to play it out.
Well met.
How delightful. Welcome.
Like the enemies failed to spawn or something? Oh, man. I think the enemies didn't spawn. Oh, I made some upgraded. Oh, how neat. Made an upgraded version of the made an upgraded variant of the fine steel longsword. Yeah, that's Daedric longsword quality. Red gem in the hilt. Y'all, please move. Yeah. Why is this stuff in here, though?
You're a sneaky looking sort.
I have definitely broken the scripting for this. I don't even know what the hell happened. I should reload a save and actually do this normally. Ah. So that's why it was all 8 to 10 versus a 14.5, huh? Oh, we're going back in time. Properly start the siege. Actually, no. Oh boy.
Good to see you, sir. I can signal Sir Araldor to open the gates at any time.
Now the real question is, did they actually tell you about that mechanic, or did they just leave that completely hidden?
Right away, sir. Walk with the 9, Commander. Good to see you, sir. Walk with... the 9, Commander.
Yeah, that's a bit of a tutorialization issue. Ah, this is what they're fighting. Right. That's one soul. Alright. Oh, that's a lot of guys. Sorry, this was a lot of guys. As you just saw, I would single-handedly obliterate their entire army. With Whelm. This is why I use the straight damage versions instead of the paralysis. I can't do anything about it. Oh, here we are, an N9 longsword. I don't know if I don't know if I should take spares. Maybe yes, maybe no. Because the actual enchanted versions I'll be making a construction set. But why is there all this Knights of the Nine carry? Never mind, I'll just take it. As I was saying, well, I'm making the construction set, but then we run into the issue of me seeing the entries for everything else in the mod getting spoiled. That's why I wait until I finish a mod before I make all the custom gear. What sword is this? Can't interact with it, but that's definitely Lord of the Rings sword. I know there's like at least 5 mods to add just this one sword into the game, because apparently a lot of people like Lord of the Rings. That was like 2006. I remember it being popular back then. It's kind of faded from public memory at this point. Let's see, we got our longsword, and we got... Ah. How's your Knights of the Nine stuff? Oh, actual steel integration into the tabard. That's neat. You can combine this with some plate stuff and actually make some interesting armor. Is there a covert helmet? Seemed to be. Oh, yes, Ranger armor. More specifically, it's green armor. Alright, that's a nice variety of gear. Why do they all have it here, though? That is my current question. They're an enemy, right? Ah, here's more enemy.
Any friend of Martin? A little food and drink will do you some good.
I guess we'll just storm the gatehouse then. Other guys coming? Alright, let me just lay on hands. Check. No dead crusaders. Although I should have more than this. I counted 5 back there. There's 2 more, so should have at least. Yeah, everyone should be accounted for. All right. Wisteria. All right, so Zero Star's filled. Black Blaze filled. Oh yeah.
The courtyard is secured. Sir Cowardice and I will lead the raids on the guest house and the barracks, while you spearhead the attack on the main hall.
By the nines, it's so good to see you. Gareth's forces are in disarray, and once I let the rest of the knights into the upper levels, we should be able to occupy the castle. Very urgently, though, I saw Gareth heading into the basement with the Crusaders' relics. We can handle the rest of the assault on the castle, but you're the only one amongst us who's a match for Gareth. Head down there and stop him.
Alright. Now things shouldn't be as broken. Now I'll use a black blade. Oh, and Alright, my burden's fine. 700 wolves. Fine. How exactly am I supposed to... I can pick a lock here. It's slightly more context to this.
Thank the Eight. A human face. You must be part of the rebellion.
Who are you?
My friends call me Ovidius. I was a slave at Vindassel until I was freed. Yes. That's where I was until the rebel soldiers stormed in. I was one of the first slaves to escape. The soldiers are still fighting. Go and help them if you can. Vindassel is located on the western side of the mouth of the river.
Shouldn't Vindassel be a ruin?
What do you mean? You don't know where you are? You're in Sirid, the heartland of the Aliad Empire.
Oh. They do say the Elder Scrolls allow for some time travel. A la Skyrim's bullshit. Oh.
I was running through the woods when I heard the explosion above me. Bits and pieces started falling from the sky. I was nearly crushed by a metal grate that landed a few paces from me. If you look around, you'll see the debris everywhere. You're the only person I saw fall out of the sky, though. Yes, I heard rumors of a former slave called Al-Ish is leading a rebellion against the slave masters. I didn't think it was true until soldiers stormed Vindassel and started freeing the slaves.
Oh, whoops.
Oh.
You had one more dialogue option.
She's the supposed leader of the rebellion. I only just escaped, so I don't know anything about her. Maybe one of the soldiers can tell you more. Goodbye, sir.
Alright. My gold's still there. Isn't Vindassel where Umbra resides? What? Oh, you guys are aliens. Okay. Wellum is very strong. Some new stuff. I think those couple of sets are pretty good, unless there's multiple variants. Yeah, this is where Elysian Soldier, we are Yeah, we're way back in time. Ah. That'd be a good time for some inventory management. So much stuff to bring back to the Shading Hall house. Right, I should probably save too. Frame rate's starting to drop, but I don't know why that is. Either these are very high-res textures, this is a lot larger than it used to be, or will be, or we're starting to hit the memory limit. I don't know. That was just a lot of, and is this? No, it's an inactive trap. Oh, that's a... Yeah, I'll let my summon deal with some stuff. Also, I'll move to the faster swinging Snagreed.
If you're here to help, then free any slaves that you find and execute any Aliad soldiers who refuse to surrender. Otherwise, stay out of our way.
Duly noted, but would you like me to touch you a bit? Alright, they had one death. Let's make that 0. Not really moving forward with the other guys. Oh well. Okay. Can't tell if I'm like reflecting or absorb magicka or if it's actually going through. I should still be immune to the absorb magicka effect. I still see it proccing, so see I'm just reflecting it entirely. Oh, more welcome stones, yeah. It is the past after all. Rock planter. Oh. Rotha stone. You know, I don't really use Rotha stones for anything, but there are... I don't know, I have internally high value for it. Alright then, man. I'll only be an hour extra max. To start at 7. 3 hours would be in about 30 minutes from now. You have a good night's sleep. I'll just keep walking slowly behind these guys as they kill everything for me. Oh, that's why I see all the swords everywhere. Getting disarmed. If I can land this right before they go in. There we go. Let me cast the heal.
Thank you for your assistance in liberating Vindasel. I've been growing this beard in preparation for a journey into Skyrim. Alicia is freeing slaves throughout Sirod. Her rebellion grows stronger by the day, and the end of Ayleid rule is only a matter of time.
Hell now, that definitely confirms we're in the First Era.
She's our leader, and the leader of the slave rebellion. If you would like to talk to her, you'll find her at Fanakasicle.
Fanakasicle. Some of his names.
May the Eight guide your way.
Well, they even kept that little... Yep. It is the 8 right now. Talos won't be here for another few thousand years. Take that, Nords. Hard facts. Oh, they actually... They just get disarmed. They actually got completely... Their swords were completely broken. It's a 19 even with double damage from... You know, probably not worth it then. Isn't that much larger than normal. Oh. Oh, that's a... Sirod 1E243. Oh my. Oh, that's fantastic. They actually changed the entire... Oh, wow. Alright, it's just north of here then. Hopefully there's less group fights, because, as we've well established by now, I suck at group fights. I can't keep allies in the line of fire and all that. Can't believe they made new music for this and properly implemented it too. This is just... It's been high quality all the time so far. Basically a DLC, but free. Time will tell if it's Shivering Isles level of content or it's the 9 or something in between. Let's face it, the 9 was a short one. Had an epic story and all that, but it was short. It was shorter than the Fighters Guild. Shivering Isles, we know, is basically a second game into itself. This? Another Shivering Isle?
Lord Crusader, I knew you would eventually end up here.
Where were you?
My, am I glad to see you. And you'll never believe who else is also eager to see you.
Your great grandma? I'm guessing.
I saw Gareth's portal implode and pull you into it. Shortly after, I was pulled in as well. I ended up near Vindicel and tried to look for you, even though I wasn't sure that we both ended up in the same place. Some Elysian soldiers had just started a raid on Vindicel. The captain spotted me and instructed one of his scouts to escort me to safety. And that's how I ended up here, in Fanakasekul.
I never would have pronounced it like that on paper. I don't know how I would have pronounced it. I think my brain just ignored it entirely.
You won't believe this, but it's Saint Alicia herself. She's also accompanied by her demigod companion, the winged bull Mori House. But I'm sure the one you'd most want to meet is the one whose armor and weapons you've been using, Pellinor Whitestrake himself. I've told them about some of our adventures, and how we ended up here in Sea Road. Just remember not to reveal too much about the future, especially about Umaril, the outcome of the rebellion, and me being Queen Alicia's descendant.
Wonder what happens if I do, if I even can.
I've heard of such time portals, but thought they were impossible to create. But so were Oblivion Gates, until the Siege of Kvatch proved otherwise.
Enough.
Creating them requires an Elder Scroll, and destroying several artifacts that were made by the gods during the Destination time period. Since these priceless artifacts are destroyed in the process, few would dare experiment with such magic. With 8 First Era Divine artifacts in one spot, it's no wonder Gareth wanted the Crusaders' relics.
Oh, so we have a tent to stand. Oh, and these Vulcan stones are marked as theft. Oh, nice touch. You have a divider in here. Gotta check the back. Oh, there's some yarn in the jug. Yeah, I'm not that concerned about space. I've got my portable house. It's under keeps such amazing rewards. I don't know if I should, like, see them right now, or if I should leave that to the beginning of the next stream. Let's see. There's tents.
seems odd putting up tents indoors. But then again, these aliens don't seem to understand privacy.
Oh my god, it's Melon a white streak. Oh my god, it's more ass. Oh my word.
Welcome, Crusader. I have long foreseen your arrival here today, and sense that you have an important role in events to come. Yes, as a slave, I prayed to the Aedra for liberation from the Aliens. My prayers were answered in the form of 3 visions of things to come. The 3rd vision was a harbinger, Pelinal's arrival. While this has come to pass, part of the vision has long perplexed me. For in the vision, Pelinal's every action was shadowed by a mortal clad in the same armor, something I thought impossible. Yet, with your rediscovery of Pelinal's artifacts in a future era, and your arrival here today, my understanding of the 3rd vision is now complete. The Aliens have enslaved our kind for too long. We are freeing slaves across Sirod, and they in turn are bolstering our numbers. For every slave that you free, we will pay you a reward of 200 gold. For freeing the slaves, you have our gratitude. As promised, here is your reward.
Ooh, 2,000.
For every slave that you free, we will pay you a reward of I sense that you will play an important role in future events, but before you can, you must restore that which grants you powers from the 8. Only by recovering, repairing, and then reconsecrating the artifacts that you call the Crusaders' relics can you hope to succeed. I see that you have not yet recovered all the Crusaders' relics. It is imperative that you do, once you have recovered them. Moray House and Pelinal will instruct you on how to reforge and reconsecrate them. Go now, and return to me once you have accomplished this task.
Alright, if you have leads, Moray House?
Greetings, Lord Crusader. I have heard much about you from your friend, Naomi. It is both an honor and a marvel to receive a visitor from another era. I am Morehouse, the first breath of man. I was granted the Nordic powers of Thu'um by Kainoreth, and sent here to aid in the liberation of humanity. Pelinal's armor and weapons were given to him by the gods. Repairing them is possible, but may be difficult. Once you have recovered all 8 pieces, come and speak to us, and we'll try to figure out a way to restore them. She is known by many names. She was named Alesh by her followers, and this led to the more familiar corruptions Alashut, Esha, and Alessia. Another title was Paravant, meaning first of its kind. From that, the names Paraval, Pevish, Parathu, and Perith were derived. But as her lover and consort, I know her as Paravanya, First Empress, Lady of Heaven, and Queen Utsirod. Farewell, Lord Crusader.
So you're the one they call the Divine Crusader a few thousand years from now, eh? You dug my armor out of the ground, and then fought Umariel in a dream. That doesn't make you a hero in my book. She is known as the Slave Queen, For she rose above her humble roots as a slave to lead the rebellion that would overthrow the Aliad Empire. Never in my travels have I met a mortal who displayed such wisdom, or was so attuned to the gods. She has forged alliances with the rebel Aliad kings, the Needs, the Bretons, and even the gods themselves. With her unbroken string of victories against the elves, the fall of the Tower of White Gold is only a matter of time.
Alright, I currently have no idea where the relics are.
Lord Crusader, are you heading off?
Yes, maybe.
So they know of a way to repair them? That's great! Queen Alicia has asked me to study the Adabel, so I'll be here in Fanikasekul if you need anything. Yes, the Adabel, meaning Godstone in the Aelid language. They are Aeliad soul gems of great power. You see the red diamond that Queen Alicia is wearing around her neck?
Yes.
That's actually Chimel Adabel, the godstone that eventually became the Amulet of Kings, as worn by Uriel Septim. It turns out that there's two others just like it, and I've been given the chance to study them. See you!
Alright. It's like we were officially stuck in the past. Just kidding, we can teleport out probably. Although, no, we can And just normal power music. Oh, there goes the epic music. Yeah, I shouldn't save outside. No, it's safe to save outside. For the most part, it's just a lot of things for the game to load in at once. I do it outside. I want to do it in a small cell. Oh wait, I have a small cell. I have a portable small cell. Will the wonders and uses of this portable fucking house ever cease? Alright, so next time on Knights of the Nine Revelation, we shall go hunting for the Crusaders' relics.